Hello everyone, the GodSaw here, and welcome back to another episode of GodSaw's Turnbuckle. And it is time to be doing some more predictions. I did wait for a little bit to be doing predictions because WWE Payback was 1 week after SummerSlam. So, I kind of waited till more matches were officially announced in some way. As of right now, we have 6 matches announced with maybe another match added down the line. I don't necessarily know to go along with it. But let's roll into predictions for WWE Payback 2020. It is back after for the first time since I believe 2017 to go along with it. And let's go ahead and start off with Matt Riddle going up against King Corbin. As you may have been, or as it's kind of gone with the story that King Corbin has not fancied Matt Riddle since he has come to to SmackDown, and he has put out the King's Ransom, which Chad Gable has been going after the entire time. To go along with that, with the occasional, match from with Sheamus and a few other matches to go along with it, but it's pretty much been Chad Gable and King Corbin against Matt Riddle at this point in time. And with how SmackDown went with Matt Riddle getting one over on Chad Gable and King Corbin on that one, I'm actually going to go with King Corbin in this match. I feel like they shouldn't necessarily do that, but do that at this point. But generally, they do have Corbin get victories over people before the ultimate loss to go along with that. So I see King Corbin actually winning this match. Probably it will probably be with help with Chad Gable or anything like that to go along with it. I don't necessarily know how the match will go, but I'm just going to be going with King Corbin in this particular match. Up next, we have a match with, or a tag team match. We have 2 tag team matches. We only have 1 tag match on SummerSlam, and now we get 2 tag matches here on Payback. But it is going to be Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio going up against Seth Rollins and Don't Call Me Buddy Murphy at this point. And they've done a lot here so far with Rey and Dominic and Seth and Murphy, and a lot of it has come to the point of, Seth Rollins and Murphy have gotten one up on the Mysterios pretty much in every single match. The eye for the eye match, anything to go along with it. The Mysterios have kind of had one ups in the promos. They haven't had anything successful in the ring quite yet. Seth Rollins beating Dominic Mysterio last week to go along with it. And, in all honesty, I think it's time to give the Mysterio something here. I feel like they're going to go with Dominic and Rey to pick up the victory in this match and probably continue on with a feud, because there's a lot of speculation based upon where what Dominic's going to be doing. Is he going to be spending, how much time will he be spending on Raw side, or is he going to go down to NXT for training or anything like that after the fact? It's going to be interesting to see where they decide to go with everything with Dominic down the line. But here I see them giving Dominic and Rey the. So this brings us to the United States Championship match. It is going to be Apollo Crews, your United States champion, going up against Bobby Lashley. And they've done a lot with the Hurt Business and Apollo since for months now, and especially since Apollo has come back from his hiatus for about a month as well. And Apollo has kind of always got one up on the Hurt Business in the terms of the matches so far. But there's been one person he can't seem to get past in some way when it comes to the Hurt Business. He's able to beat Shelton Benjamin. He's able to beat MVP. He can't beat Bobby Lashley, or hasn't beaten Bobby Lashley yet. And I'm going to continue on with that here to go along with that. Bobby Lashley's going to pick up the victory here, and he's going to pick up the United States Championship. Monday night kind of gave a little bit more of an indication on that, with the fact that Apollo got one up over the Hurt Business yet again, and then that caused the Hurt Business to do their stuff in Raw Underground and everything to go along with that. So I'm going to go with Bobby Lashley here, and he is going to be picking up the United States Championship on Payback on this. So this brings us to Keith Lee and Randy Orton. For the way that Monday Night Raw went for Keith Lee, it's a mixed bag. A lot of people didn't like the music. Now, a lot of people didn't like the music and the wrestling gear that he had on. Those were the two main focal points for people who were doing negatives towards the Monday Night Raw program for Keith Lee. I guess for one, apparently it came out that based off of the was it the publishing deal with CFO dollar sign, that with their publishing company is actually causing WWE to try to sway away from a decent amount of those themes at this point in time, which I guess Keith Lee was a part of that. But apparently also what they came up with on Monday night was only placeholder for what the real music's going to be, and apparently that's going to debut on Sunday for that one. So it'll be interesting to see what that music's going to be. It's almost like a what was it? How Samoa Joe's theme song was. His initial theme song was like super placeholder in NXT, and then they changed it like before like a month or two down the line in NXT to the theme song that he has at this point in time to go along with it. So that is one of the main things there. Now, the positives that I take from the Monday Night Raw side is that he was introduced and immediately interrupting Randy Orton. And he, which puts him at a very high spot to go along with that. But also, if you saw in their brief match, that Randy Orton was selling the crap out of the stuff for Keith Lee as well, which means they have something big planned. You feel like backstage has something planned for this guy, or at least they have an indication of really liking Keith Lee, which is good. Which is also why I'm going to go with Keith Lee in this match. Whether it be by interference or just completely clean or anything like that, I'm going to go with Keith Lee to pick up the victory in this match and continue forward on, and he'll probably be working a different program. Like I said, I feel like there will probably be some kind of interference because there's still going to be something with Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre based off of what happened on Monday with the 3 kicks to the skull, everything like that. So I feel like there's going to be something there, and it's going to give Keith Lee the victory in this match. So yeah, going with Keith Lee on this one. So this is going to bring us to the Women's Tag Team Championship match. It is going to be Sasha Banks and Bayley going up against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. They have been hinting and teasing and prodding, or like poking, prodding, everything at this Sasha Banks Bayley friendship for months. And months, even leading before WrestleMania and going into the WrestleMania match itself, that they have been leaving these little snippets here and there that these two are going to eventually break up, and they are going to eventually have a match in some way, shape, or form. Does it come to a head now on Payback? No, I don't think so. On this one. We're going to see another little hint. Another little brief thing there to say that they're going to be breaking up, but I don't see them losing this match. There's a piece of me that's like, yeah, maybe it is time to pull the trigger on it, but I feel like they're going to try to wait a little bit longer on that one, whether it be an aspect of even holding off for one more pay-per-view before doing that, because you're seeing the arguments, you're seeing this, you're seeing that. And yes, Sasha Banks says, soon enough I will have my vengeance. And she looked right at Bayley. but she's also going to keep the her women's tag team title, which means she's going to be, helping Bayley in this case, to go along with that. But she is eventually going to be going after that SmackDown women's title. And Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, based off of like how everything is going, and you're seeing dissension with Sasha Banks and Bayley, you're saying it's like, yeah, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax could take those titles off of them. They don't like each other, but common enemy type deal, though they've never tagged up or anything to go along with that. I'm going to go with the established tag team in this one. And I'm going to go with Sasha Banks and Bayley picking up the victory here and continuing on with those women's tag team titles. And they will lose it to an established tag team of some kind, whether they work back in the Iconics or they work in a different tag team or anything to go along with that. Could be the reformation of the Riot Squad with Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. Maybe they're the ones who take the tag titles off of them. I doubt we're going to see Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss grab those tag titles. Based off of what we saw on Friday, that's going to be a very highly unlikely scenario at this point. But I see them going with some kind of established tag team to take those tag titles off of them. And I don't necessarily seeing it being Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. But, I could be completely wrong on that one as well. And maybe they do the turn on Sunday, and there you go. But I am going to go with Bayley and Sasha Banks. So this is going to bring us to the main event of the night. It is going to be The Fiend versus Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman, and it is for the Universal title. And oh boy, Friday night became an interesting one when it comes to this match, because I was all prepared to say, it's like, you know what, they just put the title on The Fiend. They're going to have him probably pin Braun Strowman, and then they're going to go on with some kind of feud with Roman Reigns and The Fiend, which I still feel like is going to be the case. But the curveball and the twist, and by the way, this was a good one on there. I don't necessarily feel like it's going to be a full-on heel turn, but it's definitely going to be an attitude change towards Roman Reigns, which you had saw on Sunday to go along with it. It's just been more confirmed visually and verbally at this point in time, especially on Friday, that he is now a Paul Heyman guy. He's now a Paul Heyman guy. And oh boy, this is the curveball and the curveball and the twist I think a lot of people have been waiting for a while, because him aligning with Paul Heyman in any way, shape, or form does put him technically in the heel spectrum of it. And I know a lot of people have been wanting either a more aggressive Roman or a full-on heel Roman. I think we're going to get the more aggressive one. But you know what? At this point in time, I'm going to just go off and say it. Roman Reigns is probably picking up the victory here. And he is going to be picking up that Universal title. The belt was going to be on him anyway at WrestleMania. So they fast-tracked it. And you know what? I'll give them credit for fast-tracking it and giving you something interesting to go along with it, because they could have simply have had Roman come back, spear The Fiend, spear Braun Strowman, and talk a little bit more aggressive, but don't give like little hints of being a heel in any way, shape, or form. And then they throw the curveball at you that he is aligned with Paul Heyman. I'm very intrigued by this match now, and I'm actually extremely interested in watching this one at this point in time. So I'm going to go with Roman Reigns to pick up the victory and take that Universal title. That is the predictions I have got for WWE Payback, and of course it will be airing tomorrow. I am filming this on a Saturday. It'll be airing tomorrow, and I will plan on watching it live as much as I possibly can. I do get out of work right as the pay-per-view starts, so I do plan on doing some live reactions to the show, but it is going to be of the rest of the show once I get home and get everything set up and ready to go along with that. So I'll probably be I'm going to go ahead and say probably about 45 minutes to an hour late, unless something weird happens to go along with that. But I will probably be coming in with live reactions partway through. That will be down on my Twitch. That will be over on my Twitch page, which the link is down in the description. With that being said, everybody, take care, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great rest of your day.